Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one we have got for you the Week 6 Challenges Guide, full guide with secrets and tips on every single challenge this week. We've got some very unique challenges like the poster challenge, got a pretty fast way to get those found, and of course the treasure map, which I always get you guys, and then the chests and every other challenge as well. But as always guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button down below. It seriously helps me out a ton seeing the support on the videos, and it encourages me to make more of these guides every single week. Along with that, be sure to comment what tier you guys are at currently. I didn't have a ton of time to rank up. I just got back from a trip visiting some friends, so I'm still at about tier 86, but I'm definitely going to be grinding for Omega soon. And also with that guys, remember, once you get Omega, you still have to do the weekly challenges to rank him up fully and also complete the blockbuster challenges. But yeah guys, without further ado, let's get into it with this week's challenges, because we're doing this a day early as we always do. So we've got them leaked. So for this one, big credit to Dark Edge for hooking up these challenges, but let's go through them. So first up, we've got search supply drops. Pretty simple, but got some tips on that. Then deal damage with shotguns to opponents and search chests in Loot Lake. Got some secret chests for you guys to go after, and the best ones to make that super easy. Then spray over different carbide or Omega posters, which we've got the locations for those as well, and the quickest ones. And then the treasure map challenge for this week, and then finally SMG eliminations and eliminate opponents in retail row. Got some good tips for you guys to make those super simple, no matter what skill level you guys are at. And again, they are releasing on Thursday from now on, so we'll usually be doing these videos on Wednesday. But without further ado, let's jump into it with the first challenge I want to cover, and that is the search supply drops challenge. But this one's pretty easy, only got a couple of tips for you guys, and the first of which is that I wouldn't even worry about this one at first. It's one of those challenges that is going to pretty much take time, and you'll probably get it just by playing the game normally. I mean, you always find supply drops when you're playing, so definitely go for the other challenges first, because you'll probably end up even getting a couple supply drops without even worrying about it. Now along with that, if you're still having trouble getting them once you've completed all of the other challenges, for one, I would definitely recommend trying to get towards late game. If that's tough for you, definitely just try and hide somewhere. Try and wait until you get towards the final few circles, because obviously when the circles are smaller, the airdrops are going to be easier to find. Now along with that, you definitely want to have a headset to use with these, because if you don't have a headset, you're really not going to be able to hear when the airdrops appear or even pinpoint them. So definitely put on your headset, listen for these, listen for the little air sound, pinpoint where that is, and when you see one in the distance, definitely run towards it. But yeah guys, as long as you do those things, this one should be a fairly simple challenge. But moving on to one of the tough challenges, this one is the search chests in Loot Lake. So this one is definitely pretty unique because simply it is Loot Lake. It's a weird spot to loot and it's going to make it pretty interesting, but there's some chests that I want to show you guys that nobody's really going to be going after. But first of all, as always, I do recommend not doing these in solo, just because that the majority of players do these in solo, so you want to try and have the area as quiet as possible. So if you instead do solo duos, solo squads, or even 20v20 if that is still live, but most of the time people aren't going for challenges in those squad type modes. But speaking of the chests themselves, the ones that I would recommend going for first, or actually first of all, I would not go towards the center island on the map. I feel like that's going to be the hot spot for this challenge, and although there are 3 chests there, as you can see, there's one at the very bottom that can spawn, and then one on the side right here, and then a third one in the attic of the house itself. But there are 3 chests there, but I definitely think 3 chests isn't very worth it, especially since you will be in the center and a lot of people are going to go there. Instead, I would actually recommend first trying this area over here, the little factory type area. Now this could be a little bit tough because you also have the disco area over here, but I would first recommend going for this chest right here inside of this caged area. Nobody's going to be going for this one, so it should be an easy chest to get. And then once you have that one, you can run into the factory right next to it and find 2 chests usually. There's one on the very bottom behind these pallets, and then if you go up the stairs, there's usually one at the very top. So right there, those are 3 chests that are super close together and probably a little bit less common. And then you can also check for the chest next to it above the disco area right over here. Now after that, you could try going for the other chests, but I would recommend maybe just dropping again. But if you do want to drop again, I could also recommend going towards this rock over here. A lot of the time, this one actually has 2 chests right in the open next to it, so if you can grab those really quickly, and then after that you can move over towards this camping area. There's usually a chest up in there as well, but that's not the end of it. You can keep going along this line and get the chest inside of this shack if it happens to spawn there, and then even move on towards this tower over here. If you go towards the very top of it, there's also a chest up there. If nobody else has gone here, you can also possibly find a chest over in the modern house in the garage right next to the car right there. But as for the other chests you can get in Loot Lake, there's also one on the island over here. This one I wouldn't recommend going towards unless you absolutely have to. And then finally there is one on this boat next to the island itself, and another one on the other side of the lake in this boat over here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all of the chests to go to. So if you want to try out different ones, definitely mix and match, but you should be able to get this challenge done pretty quickly. Now after that, we've got another pretty easy challenge, which is the deal shotgun damage to opponents, and you have to do a total of 1,000 damage, which seems like a lot at first, but you'll get this one pretty easily. Similar to the very first challenge, the supply drop challenge, I wouldn't even worry about this one until you get the more challenging challenges done. I mean, if you're a decent Fortnite player, you should be using the shotgun quite a bit, so you're gonna get this one just by playing. You're not even gonna have to worry about it. But I mean, if you're still having trouble, you can always do the duos, squads, or 20v20 trick where you take advantage of being able to knock somebody down and finish them. As we've talked about in the previous weapon damage challenges, if you go into squads or duos, if somebody has 200 shield and you take them down with your shotgun, that is 200 damage right there. Now on top of that, you can then finish them off for another 100 damage for a total of 300 damage on one single opponent. That adds up super quick. You'll get this challenge done in no time flat. But again, guys, don't worry about this one at first. You'll most likely finish it off without even having to worry about it. But moving on again here to one of the tough challenges, this week's treasure location. So as always, I've got you guys covered for the treasure locations. And actually, real quick before we get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, because I do these guides every single week, a day before the challenges are even up, and you definitely do not want to miss the ones coming up. But this week we don't have a map, we instead have the clue, and again the clue is search between a playground, campsite, and a footprint. So this one was very easy for me to find, and I'm pretty sure it is actually near Greasy Grove. So as for the playground, that is right next to the Der Burger. There's a playground right on the other side of the street, so that is for sure the playground we're talking about. But after that, you also have the footprint up over here as a part of this little film set, so that is definitely the footprint itself. I mean, it's freaking gigantic. But now that we have the footprint and the playground, let's just move up a little bit here in theater mode and see if we can find the campsite. And yep, it is right over there, the campsite on top of the hill. So that is our third location, so the treasure should be directly in the center of all of those, and that makes me think that it should be on this random circular patch of dead grass right over here. Now again, I'm not 100% sure if this is the location, but I'm like 99.99% sure that it is in fact here. Now if it isn't there, just search a little bit around it. Maybe it's on top of the hill, maybe it's next to it over here, but more than likely it should be right at that location. But moving on to one of the eliminations challenge that definitely can be tough, but I've got some tips for you guys on it. It is the SMG eliminations challenge. So first of all, I do want to clear up that this does for sure work with the silenced SMG and also the tactical SMGs, which I personally prefer. But for sure it works with those, so definitely just pick one up when going for this challenge. Maybe use it in place of a shotgun just to get it done as quickly as possible. Now if you're still having a tough time getting the actual eliminations with it, one thing I can recommend is partying up either in duos or squads, or even again 20v20, and trying to get an elimination by knocking somebody. So as always, if you guys need teammates, be sure to check out the app Gamer link. It's a perfect way to search for other teammates based on specific criteria like what game modes you want to play, what skill level, stuff like that. So I'll leave a link to that app down below in the description. But I recommend doing these squad based modes because once you eliminate somebody, or not eliminate them, you knock them down with like an AR. If you run up to them and then pull out your SMG and finish them off with your SMG, that will count towards this challenge as an elimination. This is what I've been doing with the previous eliminations, and I'm pretty sure it still works. I will double check it soon, but as long as you are the one to knock them down, it can't be your teammate. You should be able to get the elimination with your SMG that way. So yeah guys, that makes it super easy. This one shouldn't be a challenge at all. Now after that, we definitely do have one that is pretty interesting and is a bit of a challenge. It is the one that makes you spray paint over different carbide and omega posters that are now hidden around the map. So I've already got for you guys a bunch of the locations for these, and credit to these people on screen for helping find a bunch of them, and also a huge shout out to IdamYT. I'll also link his channel down below, which I'm pretty sure is his channel. He helped find a ton of them as well. So yeah, but basically how this challenge works is you simply have to find these posters. Like here's one just as an example here in the crates. All you have to do is go up to it and use your spray paint to cover it up. That's all you have to do for this challenge. Just do it 7 times. The only tough part is finding the different posters. So the first place I would actually recommend dropping is the mansion. There's a few that are really close together over here, but if you drop towards the mansion, you can get a ton of good loot there, and also go towards the bottom into the secret lair. There's a poster right inside of this room for you to spray paint and get your first one done. Now once you're done with that, you can move on towards the center of the map, go right over here towards the RV park on the edge of it, and there's another poster right inside of this building. Now those two are the closest together, but if you want to move on, you can then get the one in the containers that I already showed you. Now after that, there is another one over here, as you can see on the map, inside of the prison, but in case you find yourself over there, there is where it is. Now after that, I'd recommend restarting either by getting eliminated or, you know, winning the game, and then dropping towards Greasy Grove. In fact, if you want to double up this one with getting the treasure star, if you land on top of this hill over here, there is a carbide poster inside of there. You just spray paint over that, get it done super simple, and then you can run down the hill and get the star and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. Now after you've gotten that, you can then go towards the Der Burger and find another carbide poster behind that. Now those two are pretty close together, but the next one is a little bit far away. It is near Tilted Towers. On the side of it that goes towards the ravine, there's an Omega poster near the staircase. Now that one is pretty far away, so I can also recommend these 3 after that. Just choose which ones you want to go towards. It might depend on the circle if you want to make your way towards them. But there's another one over at the bridge over here, just by the stairs. It's right out in the open. There's also one on top of the big pillar mountain next to Dusty Divot, next to the campsite. And then actually there's another one in Loot Lake right in the very center, inside of the building on the wall. Now if you still have a bunch to go after, you can also check out, there's 3 more that I know of on the top left of the map. So the first of which is inside of this random little kind of creepy house where the disco used to be for the previous season. So if you go in there, you can find a poster right on the wall where that used to be. And then if you make your way towards Junk Junction, there's another one inside of the main building right on the wall right there. Super easy to get. And then finally after that, if you make your way over towards the motel, go into the main office, you can find another poster sitting right there, ready to be completed. Now so far those are the posters that I know of, but I mean that is plenty. You should be able to get 7 of them, pretty simple. So yeah guys, make sure you get 7 of those and you'll be able to get that done super easy. But as for the final challenge, this one is the other eliminations challenge. So let's talk about the retail row elimination challenge, because there are some places you can drop to make this a little bit easier, and depending on your skill level, this overall shouldn't be that hard. And starting out, I would recommend just doing solo, simply because you don't have to worry about people being revived in squads or duos or 20v20. Now after that, one of the tips I can recommend is probably going towards the houses. Personally, I don't like going towards the stores because I feel like there's not a ton of loot there. Plus I feel like the houses have a lot more trees next to them and materials, but I mean you do you, but I would recommend going towards a house. And if you're a good player that can eliminate people pretty consistently, you might even want to aim at going towards a house that somebody else is landing at. You know, if they're landing on the roof, maybe go to the bottom, get the floor loot, and then go up and eliminate them that way. But on the other hand, if you're having trouble with it, you might want to just, drop in a little bit late and try and land at a house that nobody else is landing at, get some loot there, get some materials from the trees outside and stuff like that, and then sit on top of your house, try and get some eliminations that way. But yeah guys, you're gonna basically be getting this one just by trying it over and over and over again. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for today's guide. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button in the center for another one of these next week. Along with that, you can check out the previous week's challenge guide on the left, or a fun video going through 8 of the most annoying things that happen in Fortnite on the right. But other than that guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.